President Goodluck Jonathan arrives Uyo today to inaugurate Akwa Ibom Stadium complex. Former Secretary to the State Government, Mr. Domi Mandel, submits nomination form at PDP National Secretariat. PDP in Akwa Ibom begins screening of aspirants to State House of Assembly, plus Paramount ruler of Ito advises against politics of rancor and vendetta. Details of these and other stories in just a moment. Good morning and welcome to AKBC 45 News at dawn. I am Miriam Ekbutu. The Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Onyeka Onumana, says that the state is ready to receive President Goodluck Jonathan today for the inauguration of the Akwa Ibom Stadium. Mr. Onumana stated this at a news briefing in Uyo. Justice Odosoro was at the news briefing from where he filed this report.
Briefing journalists at the NUJ Press Center, Uyo, Wednesday, Mr. Onumana said finishing touches have been put on all parts of the stadium with decorations befitting of an uncommon state. He enjoined members of the public to demonstrate orderliness as tickets have been made available for every seat at the stadium.
His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, will come along with the President of the Republic of Ghana and the President of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire to perform the commissioning ceremony. We're also expecting very important personalities in the sporting world, and we did mention to you earlier that the President of the Confederation of African Football, Dr. Issa Hayatou, is expected in Uyo. Also expected is the world football icon Pelé of Brazil.
The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Pastor Anietu Kwe, earlier in an interview had commended Chief Godswill Akpabio for continuing to enhance the image of the state globally, describing the stadium as a rare kind in the world with state-of-the-art facilities.
We have to pay tribute to His Excellency Governor Godswill Akpabio for doing such a wonderful job. The stadium is an architectural masterpiece with state-of-the-art facilities and best practices, best global practices have been deployed in the construction of the stadium, making it one of the 6 best stadiums.
Sharing their views, the Permanent Secretary, Information and Communications, Mr. Emmanuel Assar, praised the Governor for the project and commended journalists for their cooperation. Meanwhile, as the government and people of Akwa Ibom State welcome President Goodluck Jonathan Friday to inaugurate the international stadium, AKBC News observed that the state is already wearing a new look for the day. A trip round major streets showed that pavements and medians are being painted, while fresh markings dot every major road leading to the stadium. Road medians, which hitherto were walls for posters of various political office aspirants, now heave a sigh of relief as such posters were scraped off to allow exterior decorators give them a new look. We also observed that the Goodluck Jonathan Boulevard leading to the stadium is wearing a new look with bunties decorating the lighting poles, while the streets have been swept extra clean. Inside the stadium, bunties of various colors and designs decorated the stadium, making it a sight to behold. Some of the workers at the stadium were seen clearing and trimming the edges of the turf, marking it properly, while the technical bench for the Super Eagles and the Ghanaian national teams have been placed in their appropriate positions. Already, petty traders have set up shop for the event, especially those selling Nigerian jerseys, face caps, and headgears, as well as food vendors. Justice Odosoro reporting.
The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Elder Sami Kon, has expressed satisfaction with the judicious use of funds appropriated by the House for the construction of the stadium. Speaking with sports editor Justice Odosoro when he and members of the House conducted around the stadium facility, Elder Kon said the House was proud to be associated with the project, which had attracted positive reactions from top officials in private and government sectors around the world. The Speaker commended his colleagues in the House for their wisdom in approving the construction of the edifice, noting that when history will be written, their names will positively be remembered.
I want to first commend His Excellency the Governor for making our job. This is one of the projects that we can say we've been part of from conception to completion in terms of completion. This is a completion aspect, and we're very satisfied with the quality of the standard. We're very satisfied with the implementation of our laws and regulations in respect to this project, and we're living here very fulfilled. We are all part of the success story. I'm happy to have come and seen that the leading Realo chambers of the well laid out the use of the good.
Earlier, while conducting the members around the stadium complex, the Commissioner for Special Duties, Barrister Emmanuel Enoidem, said the stadium has all the facilities to ensure a conducive environment for sporting activities. The Special Duties Commissioner conducted the members around offices, lodges, medical bay, field, arena, the terraces and the trucks. Also inspected by the members were the technical area consisting of generating sets and the training area. In an interview, the Commissioner for Special Duties, Barrister Enoidem, said having been part of the project from its inception, he feels highly honored to see its completion and commended the visionary leadership of Governor Akpabio for the success story.
The facade, I must stand here to confess that it's one of the most expensive aspects of this project. It costs less than close to 10 billion naira, the facade itself. The cost can be investigated. It is the cost of the facade, this particular glass facade, acrylic facade, that has made a lot of stadia in the world run away from using it. It was discovered in Austria in 1972, but this is the fourth stadium in the world that has deployed the facade. The one we have in the South African, Johannesburg Stadium is the membrane of this facade. This is the most expensive part of this facade. It's called acrylic glass facade, and it will take a decision. It will take a man of great courage in the person of our government, to go for this particular facade.
The Chairman House Committee on Sports, Prince F.F. Yongantra, was full of praises for the governor and enjoined youths to make judicious use of the stadium to enhance their talents.
Like we have started, continue to encourage the youth to take advantage of all the facilities provided here and to make a living from it.
Sports correspondent Justice Odosoro says the members were generally impressed with the facility and advised that non-sports programs should be minimized at the stadium to avoid destroying the pitch. Meanwhile, Mrs. Udoisen, on behalf of the Dean, members of the College of Permanent Secretaries and the entire workers of the state, have felicitated the Governor, Chief Godswill Akpabio, on the inauguration of the Akwa Ibom Stadium. She saluted his passion and commitment to the birth of the world-class infrastructure in the state, describing it as an uncommon gift to the people. The head of civil service also welcomed President Goodluck Jonathan to Akwa Ibom. The State Police Commissioner, Mr. Gabriel Achong, has assured that adequate security arrangements have been put in place to ensure the security of lives and property as the State Stadium Complex will be inaugurated today. Speaking in a live interview program, Mr. Achong and the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Nyekanumana, emphasized that the command was aware of the visit of 3 presidents and has put necessary security measures in place to enhance hitch-free events. He said his command was working with other security agencies with the zone to mobilize such personnel needed for the visit and urged the people to be civil and security conscious during and after the inauguration.
And all the strategic places in their divisions will be well covered. And if you come to Uyo, all the points in Uyo, all the eateries, all the park, security men. You'll be seeing security. They might not even talk to you. They'll just be moving up and down. But if you have a problem, just beckon on them and they will come to you and assist you.
The hospitality industry in Akwa Ibom is receiving a boost following the planned inauguration of Akwa Ibom Stadium today. A reporter understands that the over 360 hotels in the state have fully been booked with the influx of visitors who have been in the state since October. Speaking with AKBC News, board member 1 in the Akwa Ibom Hotels and Tourism Board, Mr. Atata, said hoteliers had since been briefed on how to handle the influx of people to the state. He said that hotels and guest houses in all parts of the state have been involved in providing accommodation to visitors. Mr. Ta advised hotel operators to be cautious with guests as the inauguration of the stadium is opening the state to the international community.
These visitors are going to remain here in Uyo Spiritual District. I really doubt if some of them will be sent to Ikorobeni Spiritual District. And we know the type of governor that will have. That he must have made adequate arrangement and adequate preparation before inviting those people in.
Meanwhile, the state government has declared today, Friday, work-free day to enable the people go out in large numbers to receive President Goodluck Jonathan and other August visitors who are arriving in the state for the inauguration of the stadium. Official government statement has advised the people to come out in large numbers to participate in the ceremony. People's Democratic Party faithful from across the country converged on the Wadata Plaza, headquarters of the party, in solidarity with the former secretary to the state government and governorship aspirant, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, as he went there to submit his expression of interest and nomination forms. Mr. Udom Emmanuel was escorted by past and serving political office holders, businessmen, women and youth groups, as well as the president and members of the Akwa Ibom Consolidated Alliance. Encouraged by the large crowd of supporters, Mr. Udom Emmanuel said their presence was an eloquent testimony to the goodwill and grassroots support his ambition has received. He commended the leadership of the People's Democratic Party at the national, state and local government level for deepening democratic practice by their actions.
I sincerely want to thank our teaming supporters for today, for trying to at least let the world know that we have grassroots support over this cause.
Receiving Mr. Udom Emmanuel, the National Organizing Secretary of the party, Abubakar Mustafa, said the PDP has the capacity to continue to deliver dividends of democracy to the people by fielding quality candidates during elections. Others who spoke include the Director General of Udom Emmanuel Campaign Organization, Otoeko Western Kawa, Chief Ndwese Sien, Pastor Andrew Wanta, and the former Commissioner for Finance, Abombasi Albert, who also submitted form for his sanitary ambition.
And having abided with that submission, as a bona fide member and a very loyal member of this great party, I will protect the interests of my people.
When we come back, retired permanent secretaries launch funds for construction of Secretariat complex. Stay tuned for this and lots more after the break.
My challenge to the Akwa Ibom youth today is to rise up and protect the uncommon transformation. Rise up and protect the uncommon transformation. There must be sustainability. So for me as the governor, I'm charging Akwa Ibom children. The future belongs to you. Your fathers have done their bit. Rise up and protect your future. Bring a governor that will bring industrialization. Bring a governor that will bring progress. Bring a governor that will bring development. Not the one that goes on ethnic cleavage. Not the one that goes to bring tribalism. Not the one that gangs up with elders and wants to come through the window. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate our dear President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, for the endorsement given to him by the National Executive Committee of our party as the sole candidate in 2015 presidential election. I want to thank the people of Nigeria for recognizing that leadership comes from God, and God gives it to whom He pleases. So I stand with my dear President so that he will succeed for my children to have Nigeria tomorrow. I thank Nigeria for supporting Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
You're watching AKBC 45 News at dawn. Tertiary education and research institutions in the country have been challenged to come up with new products and equipment to make life more meaningful for the people. The Commissioner for Education, Dr. Atamantai, gave the challenge at the opening of a 3-day annual conference of Science, Technology, Management and Development at the Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic, Ikorosurwa. The conference had as its theme, Attainment of Millennium Development Goals through Research. The story is here presented.
Represented by Director in the Ministry, Mr. Nkaruem Ikon, said such equipment should meet the local needs of the people, especially those in the rural areas. The Commissioner also tasked students of these institutions to carry out researches into solving human problems so as to effectively compete with those in other parts of the world. She lauded the management of the Polytechnic for heights attained and for hosting the conference for the 7th year running, describing it as marvelous. Dr. Antai pledged our ministry support to the Department of Science Technology of the institution.
I want to again thank the organizers of this program for this program, for the lectures that will spur our children, our youth in particular, challenge them to know that they are as marvelous, as scintillating, as exposed, as privileged as youths from other countries.
The chairman on the occasion and proprietor of Top Faith International School, Nkpatak, Dr. Emmanuel Abraham, said technical education is crucial to the drive towards the attainment of the Millennium Development Goals. Represented by Mr. Donald Fabian, Dr. Abraham was of the view that only genuine and functional human capital empowerment and entrepreneurial initiatives could contribute to poverty eradication and other Millennium Development Goals. The rector of the Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic, Dr. Israel Afia, expressed delight with the Department of Science Technology of the institution for always hosting the conference, describing it as the foremost department in the institution. It charged participants to take the conference serious and lecturers in the Polytechnic to carry out researches and to present papers so as to move up the academic ladder. On our part, Mrs. Mercy Umuakasa, who is the Dean, School of Applied Sciences of the Polytechnic, Ikorosurwa, said the conference started in 2007 with serious challenges, but was happy that past and present management of the institution have always supported the hosting of the conference. For the head of the Department of Science Technology of the Polytechnic, Elder Don Ipe, the conference, which started with local participants, has metamorphosed into one of international standard and has a journal. He acknowledged the support of the management of the institution to the department, saying that the conference topic was chosen to explore the possibility of attaining the MDG goals.
And also the deadline for the attainment of these objectives is 2015. Have all these objectives been achieved, or will they be achieved in totality by next year? These and other questions will form the fulcrum for brainstorming by participants.
In a keynote address, a former rector of the Polytechnic, Otuekon Eddie Etim, identified religious inhibitions, culture, political and superstitious beliefs, illiteracy and political instability as factors militating against the attainment of MDGs, while Professor Edith Akpakwan of the University of Uyo, in a lead paper, spoke on research and industrialization as critical factors in tackling poverty and hunger.
in an academic environment, the concept of free trade may sound very abstract and difficult, but it is an everyday activity.
That research is a serious study that is designed to discover new facts about an issue or a situation or a problem.
The PDP Screening Committee for House of Assembly aspirants yesterday began the screening of aspirants. The exercise is taking place at the State Secretariat of the party, Idirapan Avenue, Uyo. A statement by the Publicity Secretary of the party, Barrister Doreen Ekanem, indicates that the exercise will continue today, Friday, 7th November 2014, from 8 o'clock in the morning. The statement advised aspirants to appear with original copies of their certificates and other relevant documents. The member representing Akwa Ibom at the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, Senator Emmanuel Iborisen, has commended retired permanent secretaries in the state for organizing themselves into an association with the aim of helping to build Nigeria. Senator Iborisen spoke as chairman on the launch of a 200 million naira secretariat project of the Association of Retired Permanent Secretaries in Uyo. He said with their wealth of experience in the civil service, they remain a veritable resource base for ideas in the quest for transformation of Akwa Ibom and Nigeria. Noting that as people who at one point or the other were vital in the policy-making process in the state, the retired permanent secretaries contributed immensely to the growth of many individuals.
Congratulate you, the permanent secretaries, for organizing yourselves into an association to help build this country.
Also speaking, the Intisong of Akwa Isobima Isong the third, Obong Iseni Kidem, applauded the retired permanent secretaries for their contributions to the development of Akwa Ibom State and hoped that their secretariat will add to the beauty of the Uyo landscape. In her remarks, the Dean of the College of Permanent Secretaries, Mrs. Grace Iwok, expressed joy that the association could consider such a laudable project. Earlier in his welcome address, the president of the association, Mr. Francis Ikpe, recalled that the association has been functioning in makeshift secretariats located in private homes, and this has negatively impacted on its activities, hence the need for a permanent secretariat. He said the secretariat complex will comprise of office buildings and recreational facilities, and expressed appreciation to the state government for granting a statutory right of occupancy on the land for the project.
The aims and objectives of the association are wide and varied, to wit, A. Seeking at all times the well-being, welfare, solidarity, and mutual interactions with members.
Also speaking, the Chairman Board of Trustees of the Association, Chief J.J. Obud, reiterated the resolve of the Association to complete the project as soon as possible, maintaining that it is in a bid to contribute to the development of the Uyo skyline as well as provide office space for interested people. A book titled Who's Who in Akwa Ibom State, compiled by the Ministry of Information and Communications in collaboration with Main Trends Limited, has been presented to the public. Correspondent Livingstone Daniel reports that the book documents stakeholders in the uncommon transformation drive of the Akwa Ibom administration. The story is here presented.
Presenting the book to the public, the Director of Public Relations in the Ministry of Information and Communications, Mr. Sunday Antai, said Who is Who in Akwa Ibom State is a 525-page book with 2,000 entries covering media, politics, academics, and other fields of endeavors. He described the book as a well-packaged intellectual material with pictures for easy understanding, stressing that any book worth reading is worth buying. Mr. Antai, while urging all to have a copy of the book, emphasized that Who is Who in Akwa Ibom State is a book for all times.
Now, one of the things we need to do to actually have the fire to inspire to get what we want to acquire is to follow the footsteps of those who have progress on pathway. So if you want to do something good, look at those who have done something like that in a good way. It will be easier for you to get to your destination. Ladies and gentlemen, here I present to you Who is Who in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much.
Earlier, the chairman on the occasion, Senator Emmanuel Ibogesien, represented by Mr. Ime Okpon, noted that the book is a high-profile catalogue of eminent personalities in the state who have distinguished themselves in various fields, as well as contributed to the development of the state. Senator Ibogesien stressed that Akwa Ibom has regained her lost glory with the uncommon transformation of the state governor, Chief Godswill Akpabio, and appreciated all those listed in the book for their contributions and selfless service to their fatherland.
This masterpiece has also captured the pictorial representation of the stories of the uncommon transformation programs by the Akwa Ibom State government, led by His Excellency Chief Dr. Godswill Akpabio, CON.
The managing director of Main Trains Limited, whose firm handled the compiling and production of the book, Mr. Gordon Yang, said the decision to publish the book is to recognize indigenes of the state who have over the years contributed to the success of the uncommon transformation of the Akpabio administration. He stressed that although the state governor cannot reward them for their sacrifice, he however assured that posterity will not forget them.
We are here not just to present solutions and problems, but also to be part of the celebration of the uncommon transformation.
High point of the occasion was the launching of the book by the chief launcher and CEO of Azi Marine Nigeria Limited, Chief Isaac Abakam, and other guests. Livingstone Daniel reporting.
The paramount ruler of Itu local government area, Didem Eden Akpaniyang, has advised politicians in his domain to play the game by the rules and to avoid bitterness, blackmail, rancor, vendetta, and such other vices capable of bringing disunity to Itu. The paramount ruler gave the advice while addressing a cross-section of Itu people on their expectations, especially before, during, and after the 2015 general elections. Didem Eden Akpaniyang observed that constant complaints by certain sections of the local government area had engendered the necessity to set up a committee by the Palace Council to work out acceptable modalities for political representation in the area, hoping that if put to practice, it will bring lasting peace to his domain. He told the people that the traditional institution had set up a committee headed by Professor Ifeanyi James Osua to handle the political sharing formula for the area to ensure the enthronement of peace. The royal father commended the people for heeding his call, but urged them to maintain the existing cordiality between the different zones of Itu, which has ranked the area as the most peaceful in the state.
Politician according to rule, democratic rule, as the constitution.
Presenting the committee's report to the Paramount Ruler in Council, the chairman of the committee, Professor Ifeanyi James Osua, said his committee carefully worked out a sharing formula that will be acceptable to all, in the interest of peace and fair play, and urged the people to accept it. Professor Osua said for the 2015 elections, the position of the House of Assembly representation was slated for Ituoma local government chairmanship was for East Itam Northern, Vice Chairmanship West Etam, while that of Chapter Chairman of the ruling party has been zoned to East Etam Southern. The committee advised those who had already occupied political offices locally to aspire to the state and national, rather than continue to strive for such local offices.
When you hear of federal character, it was coined in this country so that every part of the country would feel wanted, would feel honored. That is what we call zoning.
The chairman on the occasion, Obaole Shuzebong, said the meeting was important as the royal fathers meant well for the people by creating avenues for the political inclusion of all sections of its local government area. The chairman of the Palace Council and clan head of Etam, who was represented by the vice chairman, Etiro Ikoridem, commended the people for turning out in large numbers to witness what he called the turning point in its political orientation. Most of them present at the event spoke in support of the sharing formula. They include a former chairman, Sir Joseph Udo, and Mr. Edede Kanam, chairman, Itu Elders Forum, Elder Udo Soro, former House of Assembly member, Dr. Basi Ofiong Udo, Chief Francis William, Mr. Gregory Ikbuitum, and Chief Mboko, among others. The people of Una local government area have pledged their unflinching support to the Akpabio administration and for zoning the 2015 governorship position to Eket Senatorial District. This was part of a resolution taken at a meeting of Una Traditional Rulers Council at the Edo Palace, Una local government area. The resolution maintained that after careful analysis of all the aspirants, they have resolved to queue behind the immediate past secretary to the state government, Mr. Dom Emmanuel, whom they said will consolidate on the achievements of the Akpabio administration. Endorsed by the 35 village and clan heads, including the clan heads of Nongdem, Etebom A. Iyapan, that of Awa, Etebom B. M. Moren, and Chairman Conference of Village Heads, Ona Chapter, Etidong Iyangidiopan. The Ona Traditional Rulers Council also pledged their support to the second term bid of President Goodluck Jonathan to continue his transformation programs in the country. That's our package this morning, but just before we go another look at the top stories. All is now set for the arrival of President Goodluck Jonathan to inaugurate the new Akwa Ibom International Stadium complex today. Also expected are the presidents of Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Confederation of African Football officials. We also brought you a story that a PDP governorship aspirant and former secretary to the state government, Mr. Dom Emmanuel, has submitted his nomination papers at the PDP National Secretariat, Abuja. That was the package this morning. We sincerely thank you for joining us and wish you a pleasant weekend ahead. Good morning.